How shocking is it to learn that within the Dubai royal family, there exists a member tasked with enforcing punishment on those who defy the family's authority. A whistleblower corroborated Sheikha Latifa's claims of torture, revealing that the responsibility fell upon Sheikha Hind bint Maktoum bin Juma al-Maktoum, the First Lady of Dubai. Why was she ordering these torture sessions, and how was she carrying them out? Was her husband, father of Latifa and ruler of Dubai, aware of these atrocities being done to his daughter? Let's dive into this story and find some much-needed answers. We made a video titled, "Devastating Fate of Dubai's Ruler Daughter. Where is she now?" which gave a detailed look into the horrible living situation of Sheikha Latifa. From her foiled escapes to imprisonment, torture, and forceful rehabilitation. In her 2018 video, which was uploaded by Radha Sterling, women's rights activist and CEO of Due Process International and detained in Dubai, Sheikha Latifa very clearly stated without any ambiguity what had been done to her in captivity by her own father. It was confirming the fact that she had been heavily and continuously tortured by people in the employment of her family for years. To emphasize the reality of what she had endured, she also revealed more about her captivity to Captain Hervé Jobert, her friend who helped in the famous daring escape attempt. Jobert, who after the failed escape remained a major player in the cause fighting for Latifa's freedom, decided to document her story in his book, A Private Family Matter. And in it, there were more secrets to be revealed. We got to understand that Latifa's father wasn't running the show of capturing, imprisoning, torturing, and murdering all by himself. There were family members tasked with some of these duties, freeing up the head of the family to smile for the camera and present a picture of a supporter of human rights. One family member whose participation was shocking, to say the least, was the First Lady of Dubai, Sheikha Hind, the loyal companion of the ruler of Dubai. Perhaps because you would think that as a woman, she would find it difficult to stomach such maltreatment of other women who aren't only younger, but powerless. And also the fact that she is a mother herself, and a natural instinct should spring to action to protect children, especially members of her own family. However, all of that assumption is thrown out of the window as you read a first-hand account of who the First Lady of Dubai truly is. Sheikha Hind was practically responsible for torturing and breaking Princess Latifa during her imprisonment. In fact, according to reports from verified undisclosable sources within the Dubai royal circle, it wasn't the first time Sheikha Hind would be put in charge of torturing the children of her husband's exes. Jobert states that Sheikha Hind is a jealous and extremely competitive woman, something we can't dispute, given that her husband married 5 younger women after her. And it does make you wonder why she, alone, out of 6 women that have married the Dubai ruler, remained his wife. She is stuck with the man through thick and thin, literally, while he decided to take in every other woman that tickled his fancy. Then each of those women was divorced after leaving behind stepchildren who would compete with her and her 12 children for the resources she had hoped to be theirs alone, and everyone expected her to be happy and smiling about it all. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, is what the old adage says. And Sheikha Hind had been scorned repeatedly, 5 times. So if there were rivals' children misbehaving, she was more than willing to handle the whip. However, she wasn't one to get her hands dirty, so her instructions were carried out by a minion named Warda Jabert al-Ketbi. Warda, despite being a woman herself, carried out her boss' hateful orders without reservation. Latifa reported that Warda was extremely aggressive towards her, shouting dehumanizing commands to break her spirit. According to Latifa, Warda, clearly stating her duties, said, "Your father told us to beat you until we kill you. That's my orders." That's what he said. Obviously, Warda's, backed by Sheikha Hind, carried out her duties without a single shred of empathy. In spite of the fact that Latifa was undergoing a lengthy detention, she was continuously subjected to abuse. Warda would often tell her to get naked, threatening to beat her to a stupor, then proceed to carry out her threat, even when Latifa had complied with her instruction. It didn't matter whether it was for interrogation or not. Latifa remembered being held down by these fellow women who would then proceed to beat her for hours. In some instances, the assault was so much, Latifa would become exhausted and faint. Did this stop her torturers? Not in the slightest. When she woke in excruciating pain, they were right there waiting to start all over again. At such points, Warda would say to a battered Latifa, "You know, we are going to break you. We have all the time in the world." Even when the princess got so broken, she literally started begging Warda to stop. Her countrywoman didn't stop. Sheikha Hind had demanded that by all means, Warda must get whatever secrets Latifa was hiding about those people who helped in her escape. Tasked with this, she continued her horrible interrogation, hoping to break the princess and get the information she was told to get. Latifa recalled times when she would be locked in a room without windows and kept in perpetual darkness, confusing her sense of time. The guards would also make noise to harass her, even come in while she was asleep and force her awake just to destroy her mentally. As if the physical beating weren't enough, they didn't even provide her basic prison amenities, which actual prisoners got in government prisons. She was kept dirty with a single piece of clothing, and she slept on a thin bed smeared with blood and all kinds of terrible stains. Latifa described her situation as disgusting. That was the only word she could use to describe her living conditions. There were times Latifa would be pushed to her limit, and she reportedly lunged at Warda, going straight for her eyes, grabbing her neck in an arm lock. The only thing that saved Warda was her fellow male guards. To further break her spirit, her captors put her in restraints for 3 days without food. Imagine Latifa's ordeal, yet it was her family member who was spearheading this witch hunt against her. Simply because the princess' interests and beliefs were somewhat different from her father's? From Jobert's book, we were made aware that Sheikha Hind has used Warda for torture work a lot of times. She is the woman who tortured all the daughters. She tortured Shamsa, Latifa, and Mariam. She is responsible for any torture ordered to take place at the tent. Latifa had also mentioned the notorious tent in her video. But you may ask, why is this wickedness of Sheikha Hind unknown to people? You already know the answer to this. Latifa made one recurring statement about her father. All he cares about is his reputation. And you can assume it's the same for the family too. So every means is employed to suppress everything that would make the ruling family look bad in the eyes of the public. It didn't matter how true those accusations were. They would hardly see the light of day. It matters so much to the ruler of Dubai that even the employees of the ruling family, who are well known, have to look good for the camera. That is why someone like Warda, who has been accused of crimes against humanity, still has a family and can say she persistently proves the capabilities of Emirati women in self-affirmation, commitment, and confident presence. The only person capable of unearthing the truth about Sheikha Hind and Warda is Sheikha Latifa. Unfortunately, if her last interview with Michelle Bachelet, the former Chilean president and UN human rights activist, is anything to go by, Sheikha Hind and Warda might never face justice. What do you think about Sheikha Hind's role in Latifa's tortures? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more captivating content.